One day, you notice the house is finally quiet, and instead of feeling empty, you feel relieved. The phone is not ringing. No one is asking for an answer. No television is filling the room. There is no conversation to manage, no mood to interpret, no expectation waiting at the edge of your attention. For the first time all day, you can hear your own thoughts. Then another feeling appears. Guilt. You wonder when peace began to feel better than company. You wonder whether you are becoming distant, impatient, or difficult. You may even ask yourself whether something is wrong with you. But the desire for more silence after 50 is not always a rejection of life. Sometimes it is the mind's way of recovering from decades of noise that was never only sound. It was obligation, performance, emotional responsibility. The pressure to be available, agreeable, useful, and easy to reach. And once you recognize that, the need for silence begins to look very different. For much of adulthood, life rewards participation. You build a career, maintain a household, answer messages, attend gatherings, solve problems, and keep relationships moving. Even when you are tired, you learn to stay engaged. You become the person who remembers the appointment, returns the call, smooths over the tension, and notices what everyone else needs. At first, this can feel like competence. Over time, it can become an identity. You are the dependable one. The calm one. The one who can handle it. But every role has a hidden cost. When you spend years responding to other people, you may lose touch with the part of you that does not want to respond at all. Not because you are cruel. Because you are full. This is why the desire for silence often arrives in ordinary moments. You decline an invitation you once would have accepted automatically. You leave the radio off during a drive. You wait before answering a message. You stop explaining why you need a quiet weekend. The change can surprise the people around you. They may say you have become less social. But from the inside, it may not feel like withdrawal. It may feel like finally noticing how much stimulation you were absorbing. There is a psychological idea that helps explain part of this change. Socio-emotional selectivity theory suggests that as people become more aware that time is limited, their priorities often shift. Exploration and expansion may become less important than emotional meaning. The question changes from, how many experiences can I have, to, which experiences are worth the time I have. That shift does not mean older adults stop caring about relationships. It may mean they become less willing to spend energy on relationships that require constant performance. A crowded room can feel lonely when you cannot be yourself there. A quiet room can feel deeply companionable when you no longer have to abandon yourself to remain in it. This is one of the most important distinctions in this entire subject. Being alone and feeling lonely are not the same experience. Loneliness is often the painful sense that the connection you need is missing. Solitude is time alone. It can feel painful when it is imposed, unwanted, or filled with fear. But when it is chosen, it can become a place where attention settles, emotions become clearer, and the self is no longer competing with everyone else's demands. The key word is chosen. Silence feels different when you are trapped in it than when you protect it. Consider someone named Elena, a 58-year-old woman who has spent most of her adult life being needed. She raised 2 children, managed a busy office, helped care for her mother, and became the person relatives called when anything went wrong. Elena was not unhappy with everyone in her life. She loved many of them. But she had become so accustomed to being interrupted that she no longer knew what uninterrupted time felt like. After her mother died and her children moved farther away, Elena expected to feel only grief and emptiness. She did feel grief. But she also felt something she was ashamed to admit. Relief. On Saturday mornings, she stopped turning on the television. She made coffee and sat near the window without doing anything productive. At first, the quiet made her restless. She reached for her phone every few minutes. She thought of chores she should complete and people she should call. Then, gradually, the silence began to feel less like absence and more like space. But Elena made another change. She began avoiding nearly every invitation. She told herself she was protecting her peace. Some of that was true. Yet over time, even the people who did not drain her were kept at a distance. One afternoon, an old friend came by with lunch. They sat in the kitchen for 2 hours. There was no performance, no crisis, and no pressure to entertain. When her friend left, Elena noticed something important. She did not feel depleted. The problem had never been company itself. The problem was the kind of company in which she disappeared. That is the deeper question to ask when you begin wanting more silence. Are you moving toward yourself, or only moving away from everyone else? Healthy solitude usually gives something back. You may feel clearer, calmer, more creative, or more able to choose. Avoidant isolation often makes life smaller. It may temporarily reduce discomfort, but it can also make every new interaction feel more threatening than the last. The difference is not measured by how many hours you spend alone. It is measured by what the aloneness is doing to you. Does it restore your capacity to connect, or does it convince you that connection is no longer safe? Does it help you hear your own preferences, or does it become a place where fear makes every decision? Does silence return you to life, or help you hide from it? These questions matter because after years of emotional overload, withdrawal can feel like the only form of control available. When saying no was difficult, disappearing may seem easier. When boundaries were ignored, avoiding people may feel safer than explaining them. When relationships required you to earn your place through usefulness, solitude may become the only place where you do not have to prove your value. That does not make the desire for silence unhealthy. It means the desire may be carrying information. It may be telling you that your relationships need different terms. It may be telling you that your attention has been treated as public property. It may be telling you that you are tired of conversations in which you listen carefully but are rarely asked a real question. It may be telling you that you no longer want to confuse access with intimacy. This is where maturity can create a powerful shift. Instead of asking, "Why do I want fewer people around me?" you can ask, "What happens to me around the people I am avoiding?" Do you become tense before they arrive? Do you prepare explanations in advance? Do you leave feeling guilty, criticized, invisible, or responsible for their emotional state? Or do you simply need more recovery time than you once did? Not every uncomfortable interaction is harmful. Not every demanding relationship should be abandoned. But patterns deserve attention. There is another reason this change can feel so intense. Earlier in life, social activity often carries a future promise. A gathering might lead to a friendship, a job, a relationship, or a new identity. Even exhausting experiences can seem worthwhile because they appear to be building something. Later, the experience itself may matter more than its promise. If a dinner leaves you drained, the possibility of being invited again may not feel like a reward. If a conversation is consistently one-sided, shared history may no longer be enough to justify the cost. This is not necessarily bitterness. It can be a more careful use of limited attention. But one painful pattern can become a verdict on every relationship. Years with an intrusive relative can teach you that every phone call is a demand. A controlling relationship can make closeness feel like the loss of freedom. A workplace built on performance can make every group feel false. Silence may begin as a correction. The risk is that it hardens into a rule. A useful way to understand your own pattern is to notice 3 moments: how you feel before contact, how you feel while it is happening, and how you feel afterward. Anticipatory tension may reveal fear or an old expectation. Tension during the interaction may reveal that a boundary is being crossed. Exhaustion afterward may reveal overperformance. But warmth afterward, even after some initial reluctance, may show that the connection is more nourishing than your protective instincts expected. You do not need to judge yourself from one reaction. Look for the repeated pattern. Sometimes the healthiest response is not more isolation. It is more selectivity. A shorter visit. A slower reply. One honest sentence instead of a long excuse. A relationship that allows quiet without interpreting it as rejection. A friendship in which silence does not have to be filled immediately. The goal is not to force yourself back into a social life that no longer fits. It is to build a life where peace and connection are not enemies. That may mean choosing one meaningful conversation instead of an entire evening of polite performance. It may mean meeting someone for a walk rather than attending a crowded event. It may mean telling family that you need time alone after a busy day. It may mean protecting mornings, turning off notifications, or allowing yourself to leave before exhaustion becomes resentment. It may also mean noticing when your silence is becoming heavy. If you want connection but feel unable to reach for it, if isolation is accompanied by persistent sadness, hopelessness, or fear, that is not a personal failure. It may be a sign that support from a trusted person or qualified professional would be useful. Protecting your peace should not require abandoning every form of support. The most mature version of solitude is not a locked door. It is a door you control. You decide when it opens, how long it stays open, and who is allowed to enter without turning the room into another place where you must perform. After 50, you may not want more silence because you have less love to give. You may want it because you finally understand the cost of giving attention without limits. You may not want less company because people no longer matter. You may want company that does not require you to leave yourself behind. And perhaps that is the real change. Earlier in life, you may have measured a full life by how much it contained: more people, more plans, more movement, more proof that you belonged. Later, fullness may begin to mean something else. Enough space to think. Enough honesty to choose. Enough quiet to hear what you have been feeling beneath the noise. And enough meaningful connection that you no longer need a crowd to know you are not alone. So the next time silence feels like relief, do not rush to judge it. Listen to what it is protecting. Then ask one more question: what kind of connection could enter this quiet without destroying it? Your answer may reveal that you are not withdrawing from life. You are learning how you want to live inside it. If this reflection spoke to something you have been feeling, share in the comments what silence has started to mean to you.